I'm going to show you how to take all the parts in the frame out, and also what parts to clean and stuff like that. So the first thing you want to have is you want to have some, like a rag, a small pin punch, a small screwdriver, pliers can always be useful, a hammer, and I got some light oil and some Q-tips. Alright, let's start. So the first thing, you push the slide back a little bit, push the slide step out, just take the upper out. Now on this thing, you gotta do it step by step to get the parts out, and I got an ambi safety on this thing, so the ambi safety holds this whole sear assembly inside. So what we do here, we put the small pin punch on top, and then you tap it, so the pin comes out. I don't take it all the way out, just enough to relieve it. And you'll see right here it's enough, it's easier to put it back in that way. And you just have to wiggle it till it comes out. The next thing that is holding this in place is the little sear spring right here. So what you do is you take the screwdriver and you push this little spring right there, so it's off the groove it's supposed to sit in. And then this is a little trick here, but first thing you do is you push the trigger in, you hold the thumb here, hold this back a little bit. What that does is it relieves the sear and the hammer, and then that makes it easier to take the safety out. And you notice also this thing stays in place. What I do now, basically hold this, you can do this kind of back and forth a little bit, and it'll come out. Because all these little parts here hold each other in place. So that's it for there. Now if you want to take the sear assembly part, the only reason you'd have to do that is really for if you want to do a trigger job or something. But then you just punch the pin out. Like that. Pull it out, make sure you don't lose any parts. Sear spring, and the sear housing. Okay, let's go back to the frame. And the hammer itself is held in place by two pins. Of course, first we have the hammer pin, and then there's the hammer pin, which sits down here and holds the hammer pin from falling out. So using this can be tricky to get out, but using the depending on how tight it is, but using the little screwdriver, you can push it up, and this thing is easy to lose. So you know, be aware. You see how it's a relief right there. Push it on the other side, and you just kind of tap this out. Hello. I give a nice demonstration there. So there's the hammer pin. We got the hammer spring, and the hammer strut, and the hammer strut pin. And then of course still make sure we have a little hammer pin right there. So if you're working with the frame and afraid of losing it, you know, you can try to get it out. Or if it seems like it's going to sit there, I push it back in sometimes, or whatever I can do to make sure I don't lose it. I'm just going to leave it for now. So the next thing here is the trigger and the trigger bell. And the trigger is held in place by the trigger pin right there, and you see the little spring right there that holds it in place. So to get that out, use the pin punch. And again, here too, I don't go all the way out, but be careful of not losing the spring now. So what I'm doing is just gonna hold like this, see if it, nope, a little more. Yep, it's a good sound right there. And now you'll see that the trigger spring comes out, and this will allow us to, okay, a little more. take this whole trigger and the trigger bow out. I want to show you something here too. If you're going to do a trigger job on this thing, these are the surfaces to polish both sides here, because they ride up against the frame. So if they seem to be touching or something, which this one doesn't, then those would be good places to polish. Then in here you'll see this is the plunger, and you have the mag release. So I'm going to pull the plunger out and also take the mag release out. So what I do is, there's a little pin in here, a little plunger in there, so I hold here on both sides, take my plier, and I just pull it straight out like this. Make sure I don't lose the pin. And then we'll see here, there's a little bit, make sure you see here, so I'm going to take it all out so you can see everything. Come on there, buddy. Here he comes. And you see the little spring here? And I tend to cut this a little bit to make the make the mag release a little lighter. But these parts are really small, really easy to lose. So, and then you see here what I've done on the mag release. I've actually welded up a little piece there to make it bigger, so it's easier for my thumb to hit it. Now I pretty much have all the parts out. So you can see this is the frame and nothing else in it. So that's it.